All right. Good evening, everyone. Let's everyone join in, and we'll start in a few minutes. Right then, we'll begin with uh, today's quiz. Our paragraph for today is on international banking cooperation. Specifically, recently, the Reserve Bank of India (RBI) has joined Project One, a multilateral international initiative to enable instant cross-border retail payments by interlinking domestic fast payment systems. Project One is conceptualized by the innovation hub of the two. It seeks to enhance cross-border payments by connecting multiple global domestic instant payment systems. It is the first two innovation hub project in the payments area to move towards live implementation. Project Nexus aims to connect the FPSs of Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and India, who would be the founding members and first mover countries of this platform. An agreement on this was signed by the BIS and the central banks of the founding countries in three. So, is everyone ready for the first question of the day? I see 20 people, 21. Let's see what the question is. What is Project One? What's its name? That's what I'm looking for. You will have four options. Right, Project Nexus. That's the answer. Great work, everyone who got it right. But let's see if you can get that second question as well. What is two? The organization behind one. The answer is in Bank for International Settlements. The others are also important in international institutions. Financial Action Task Force is related to essentially monitoring state funding of terrorism in general and state funding of terrorism in particular. It maintains two lists, grey lists and black list, uh, which face various restrictions. You should definitely read more about them. It's an important organization. Meanwhile, World Bank and IMF, those are the Bretton Woods twins. They're called that because they were formed at the Bretton Woods Conference, and they're quite important international economic organizations. You should definitely read about these two. These two are very important. But the answer for today is Bank for International Settlements. It's based in Switzerland. It's the exact city that depends on our next question, I believe. Yes, what is three? The place where this agreement was signed. So if you know where BIS is based, it's an easier question for you, but otherwise it will be a bit difficult. The cities are all from Switzerland. That's where BIS is based. But let's see how many will get the correct city. Basel, yeah, that's a difficult one. Almost impossible to guess if you didn't know it, but now you do. Now you. It's their innovation hub that leading this particular initiative, Project Nexus. Important because India has joined it, especially due to India's UPI. Yes, Uh, an easy question, I hope. Just so I put it in just so we could revise the full form once. Almost the same for the next question. Next question might be a bit harder. Surprise, sir. Some of you went for none. Obviously, the BNC options were not options anyone would go for. It's the answer is Unified Payments Interface. You should definitely know about it. Uh, Five questions. Okay. What is the full form of NPCI? Yes, it is National Payments Corporation of India. It's not company or cooperative. Definitely not cooperative, guys. That's not. It's a government organization, handles nations payments and a lot of infrastructure. So it definitely won't be run as a cooperative. It can't be. It's a PSU essentially. Yeah, but very big behind digitization of currency and the payment system in India, IMPS, NEFT, all the way to UPI. Great work, Paritosh, Akhil, whoever is anonymous, rest as well. Let's see if the leaderboard changes after the next few questions. Which city dropped? Oh, wait, this is a. Ignore that. I don't know why that's still here. Yeah. Error on my part. I'll remove that data from the Menti. But for now, let's move to the ALET based questions. Nomadic Elephant is a joint military exercise between India and which country? You should be able to guess from the name. That's a hint I'll give you. I think everyone has, but let's see. Yeah, most of you did. Some of you went for random guesses, but that's okay. If you don't know about the nomadic history of Mongolia, that's okay. But yeah, nomadic elephant is a joint exercise between India and Mongolia. Elephant started today only. That's why I put the question in. So yeah, other military exercises India holds with the other countries might cover them once, especially if there is any but yeah, even in general. What is India's most valuable brand? A bit more difficult question. All for very good brands, big brands. But the answer is indeed, in fact, Tata. Tata is India's most valuable brand. It's quite a big group. Is involved in a lot of industries. Public image also. Recently, which country has become the first country in the world to prepare a checklist of its entire fauna? It's India, actually. I'm sure some of you went for the smaller nations because it seems more feasible. Maybe something Bhutan would do, but yeah, it's India that has actually taken that initiative. A read you can news you can read more about. Yeah. On which date was the Simla Agreement signed? 2nd July 1972, that is indeed correct. Right. Apologies for the technical issue. Had a problem with my laptop. We'll continue. Let me just share my screen. If I can find, yes. Are dates important? Well, we're covering more dates than are necessary. That's true because we're doing this daily. Good question, actually. I'll take the 2 seconds to cover this a bit properly. Good question you have. Are dates important? See, we're doing daily quizzes, so we're covering more dates. But for final CLAT, when you do revision, it's only the bigger days that matter. Anything India related or anything that comes in news that would matter. So that, for example, you run something like well, Republic Day is a bit too obvious, but maybe National Statistic Day, National Science Day, National Technology Day. I believe National Space Day was established last year, after Chandrayaan success, something like that. So those kind of dates you need to remember, definitely remember for CLAT. But since we are covering this quiz daily, we are covering a lot more dates. That also applies to a lot of the other information covered. We have the time, so we're going in a bit more depth than necessary, but that's all right. Let's move to the last question. And you might notice 10 out of 10. I fixed the slide in between. So, yeah. When was India's first synchronized census conducted? Static history, but the census, recent census has been delayed quite a while. So, census in general does become a notable topic, at least. Maybe not important, but definitely notable. Yeah, 1881 is the right answer. 19 it was the first synchronized census conducted. Before that, the first census conducted, that's a different year, but the first synchronized census, that's 1881. And then every decade till 2011 we've had a census, but the 2021 census has been delayed. We haven't had that yet. So right, that brings us to the end. Great work, Abhi, Akhil, Nemo, Anonymous, and everyone else. I'll end the stream now on this one. Right. Thank you, everyone.